Alrighty then. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hello everyone, Monica Corrado here, the Gap Chef. It is Tuesday. It is time for yet another one of our fabulous, I hope they're fabulous, fun, I hope they're fun, informative, I hope they are informative, Ask the Gap Chef live on Facebook Lives. So here we are today, Monica Corrado. My website is simplybeingwell.com. I hope you will visit me there. Some of my online classes, including my Meat Stock Masterclass, which I really encourage you to take a look at. Also, I am a certified GAPS practitioner. I am blessed to be part of Dr. Natasha Campbell-McBride's teaching team. I teach the Certified GAPS Practitioner Training and the Certified GAPS Coach Training. I also see clients myself. So if you'd like to book a session, you can check out my website, blah, blah, blah. Let's get started. So these lives are meant to clear up any questions that you have about the GAPS diet, and also, we're going to, let's see, go that way. No, go that way. Okay. Clear up any questions that you have about the GAPS diet. I am trying to make myself available to you as a certified GAPS practitioner during this time to answer questions that you have about GAPS. Happy to do that. It is my joy to accurately represent what GAPS is all about and how the diet works. So today, and I'm not a medical doctor. Just putting that out there. So I have to say that too. Make sure that no one takes my video down. Please do visit my YouTube channel, which is Ask the GAPS Chef. There are a lot of videos there that I hope are helpful to you, not the least of which is the 4 pillars, GAPS basics. If you are new to GAPS, I really hope that you will take a look at that particular Facebook Live where I explain what GAPS is all about, Alfie, and what you'll be doing on the GAPS diet, try to make it easy for you. That's my job. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's talk about constipation. I'm talking about constipation today because a lot of people struggle with it. And a lot of people also struggle with the GAPS diet and constipation. So one of the things that's really important is to make sure that you're having a bowel movement every day, at least one. Dr. Natasha says that if you're not having a bowel movement every day, to make sure you're doing an enema. There are several enemas, but the one that you're going to use to help clear the bowel is what we call the basic enema. And the basic enema is made with baking soda, also known as bicarbonate of soda, and salt. You use a teaspoon, a measuring spoon, or measuring teaspoon, and you make sure it's a level amount. So you're doing the right amount of baking soda and salt. And you're also making sure that you are boiling the water before you add it to the baking soda so that it's sterile and clean. And we allow the baking soda to outgas before adding the salt and before bringing that enema water to just below body temperature, just about 98 Fahrenheit. Sorry, I didn't look up the Celsius centigrade number for you today yet. Okay, so if you are not having a bowel movement daily, then you want to be doing an enema the next day or that day to make sure that you are keeping the toxins or getting the toxins out of the body, opening up that pathway for toxins to leave the body. Enemas are one of the best, if not the best, way to detoxify, according to Dr. Natasha Campbell-McBride. All right, so I want to talk about constipation, and I want to look at this book. This is how I read the book. I hope you have all your little notes there. Why won't that do that? Oh, because I need to come over here. Camera problem. Anyway, I really encourage you to take a look at the bowel management chapter in the Blue Book. It is on page 372, all about how to manage the bowels. And again, Dr. Natasha talks about diarrhea. She talks a lot about constipation and enemas in this chapter, and I really encourage you to take a look. So let's talk about what's happening here. I'm going to bring up a couple different things. The first one is people will ask me and other GAPS practitioners and coaches, where do I start GAPS if I have constipation? If you are prone to constipation, then you will start on full GAPS. Do not start on the intro diet if you are prone to constipation. You want to start on full and get that constipation resolved before you go to intro. All right, so that's pretty clear right there. All right, so why are we constipated? Oh, so many reasons. A dear, dear friend of mine always reminds me, drink enough water. So I'm just going to give a bunch of different reasons of why people get constipated. The first is water, in no particular order, but you want to make sure you're drinking enough water, that water is pure. Hopefully that water is spring water or it's structured water. That's the word according to Monica. To structure your water. You can learn more about that on my website. But spring water, of course, would be really wonderful. Drink enough water. The next thing is that we want to make sure that 3 reasons. 1, I'm going to give you 4. 1, not enough water consumption. Don't waterlog, but make sure you're drinking water through the day. And it's pure water, and it has minerals in it, and it's not cold. All right. Next, perhaps your liver is congested. Often people are constipated when their liver is congested. If that's true, then I suggest that you do wonderful things for your liver, like castor oil packs on your liver overnight, like drinking beet kvass, like GAPS milkshakes, if you are at least on stage 2 of the intro diet. Liver congestion. Eat beets, drink beets, make beet kvass. Beets are really important. Lemon is wonderful to help the liver also. Castor oil packs, and of course eating liver. Yes, and all sorts of any detoxification program will help the liver because the liver is one of those major organs. All the blood goes through the liver, so let's help the liver along. So number 1, water. Number 2, liver congestion. Number 3, I want a drum roll. It's funny, my son plays the drums. Okay, drum roll please. Number 3, abnormal gut flora. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm not kidding you. Abnormal gut flora will cause constipation. Therefore, your job, it's everyone's job on GAPS, is to change the gut flora. And how do we change the gut flora? By eating fermented foods, by drinking fermented tonics, beet kvass, cabbage tonic, vegetable medley, sauerkraut. We eat sauerkraut. We eat any kind of, you can make fermented pickles, you can make gingered carrots, you can ferment just about anything. And of course your cultured dairy. So those are your live foods. Those are your probiotic foods. All of the GAPS, cultured dairy, kefir. Very important. If it were me, I would be focusing on things like kefir and vegetable medley made with kefir whey in order to change the gut flora. But you have to start where you are. And if you are new to GAPS, Start with just a little bit, a teaspoon a day, half a teaspoon. Find out what you can tolerate. Know that you will have die off at some point, and that die off is normal. In fact, we want to have die off because that means you're actually doing something, but manage your die off. How do you manage die off? I have at least 2 videos on managing die off on Ask the Gaps Chef on YouTube, so please take a look at those. Managing die off means that instead of going both feet in, or you could call it kamikaze, or just like, a lot of people do that, that you slowly take the amount, increase the amount of probiotic foods that you're eating. So those are the 3 main reasons for constipation. I'm going to give one more, which is emotional and trauma. If we remember that, what is constipation? It is holding, it is withholding, it is not allowing things to move. So sometimes people, again, if this works for you, great. If it doesn't, just move on. But sometimes it really is about scarcity and worry and anxiety. And these are patterns that are started sometimes very early on in children. They hold things, right? They hold things, right? When you are constipated, you are holding. Things aren't moving the way they're supposed to. They're not flowing the way they're supposed to. They're being held. And sometimes that has to do with anxiety, fear. Remember, when you're anxious, what do? When you're relaxed, what do? So some people have constipation. They are constipated because they are anxious, because they are frightened, because they just kind of live there. And again, this is going to resonate for some of you, and it won't resonate for others of you, but it's a piece of the puzzle that I have found in my practice needs to be addressed. Another tool so what do you do with that? Well, you can work with all sorts of practitioners. I am a flower remedy girl. I love people to work with Bach flower remedies from Green Hope Farm, from Perilandra, from the Australian bush, etc., etc. There are a lot of flower remedies that can help get things to move, whatever those things are that are making you frightened. I say that because the physical job, one of the physical jobs of the large intestine is to glean the last bits of what is needed from that food and then let everything else go. So you have to be pretty able to let things go and to be in the flow of your life in order to have good bowel movements. Yes, that is a piece of the puzzle. So also for constipation, you may want to look into homeopathy. I have sent or suggested to many clients to work with a homeopathic person, someone that's trained in homeopathy. We have someone on our group, Lise Battaglia is a homeopath that's part of Ask the Gaps Chef. You could send her a note or get on her website, recoverynaturally.com, if you want to talk about what kind of homeopathic remedies may be helpful for constipation. So I just wanted to bring all of that up, and also to let people know that in this blue book there is bowel management. You can see it, bowel management. And what does Dr. Natasha say about constipation? She has all sorts of things. As an immediate remedy for constipation, page 374, blah, 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 blah. There is nothing more effective than an enema. A patient with persistent constipation should have a daily enema every night before bed, followed by a warm bath with one of the following: Epsom salt, seaweed powder, cider vinegar, bicarbonate of soda, or sea salt. You can check out the video that I did on the 5 detox baths if you want to have a sense of how each of those would act on the body. Okay, and then after the bath, rub some Udo's oil, hemp oil, cold-pressed sunflower oil, castor oil, or cold-pressed virgin olive oil on the skin of the abdomen. The whole procedure should be repeated every bedtime until you start producing a regular stool on your own. Yahoo! All right. And again, yes, Dr. Natasha talks about impaired bile production. There you go. Liver congestion equals impaired bile production. She talks about GAPS shakes and coffee enemas. For that, she also suggests that people remove dairy products, or at least the high protein dairy. Right? High protein dairy is yogurt, kefir, cheese. High fat dairy can stay in for some people. In fact, increase the fat with GAPS sour cream or kefir cream. Yeah, lots of that. She also says what? Drink more water, add in beet kvass, reduce muscle meat. In any case, there's a lot. She has 10 different things about how to work with constipation. 10 in here. I really encourage you all to take a look at that. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I can talk more about those things that Dr. Tasha has written about, but I'd like to say hello to everyone. Hello, hello. Who came to see me today? Let's see. Okie doke. Hello, good afternoon. Someone likes my hair, but I can't tell who. Good afternoon, Monica. Thank you. Well, thanks. Yeah, I cut it off. I just cut it off. I love it. Short, easy, fun. If you're going to have gray hair, you can't look old, right? Got to wear something sassy. All right, here we go. Hello, Vlad, Alina. Hello, Leonie. Hello, hello. Hello, Miriam. Hello, hello, Sandy. Hello, Mewish. Hello. Okay, so some of the questions. Let's see. Mewish. I hope I say that right. Is there anything we can do other than enema for a child? So one more time with feeling. I would go ahead and look at all of the 10 different things you can do for constipation in that blue book. Enemas are great for children. Really great. Yeah. If you have any concern about doing an enema, you may want to check out Monica Holland's Enema Masterclass. That's listed on my website, simplybeingwell.com. It's listed on GAPS training. But there's a lot of really good information here about how to do an enema if you're frightened of doing an enema or you don't have any experience with that. Just to start slowly and to know that the relief is amazing. The relief is really amazing. So let me just see in terms of toxins. We've even had children that are nonverbal go verbal once they start getting regular enemas. No joke. Okay, so enemas for children. Page 378. Okay, for babies and small children up to 2 years old, use enemas in case of constipation only if the child has not passed a stool for 2 days or more. So that's for babies and children up to 2 years old. All right. And for those children, we use a bulb syringe. And then for children from 3 to 5, right, 3 to 5, then you can use a bulb syringe or an adult enema bucket. And then older than 5, we need to use an adult enema bucket. The first enema is crucial to making the child comfortable with the procedure, so it is essential to make sure it is as relaxed and pleasant as possible. All right, so really take a look at all of that. Really, really a good idea. There's all sorts of enemas you can do. You can do an enema with cultured cream in it. You can do an enema with whey in it. You can do it, I call those, what did I call those? Rebuilding enemas, or, yeah, something like that. I'm forgetting the word that I used. In any case, there's also garlic enemas for worms. There are all sorts of things you can do. Some people, for those who have a hard time swallowing, we have some beloved children with GI tubes. Meat stock in the enema. Very, very good thing to do. All right, so I really encourage you to take a look if you're concerned about doing things for children. Try all of these other things. Castor oil packs, things like that. Hello, Sandy. First time here. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Sandy. Welcome everyone who's new. Welcome everyone who hasn't been to a Facebook Live before with me. Welcome. Some people say, love you. Aw, thanks. Love you. Some people say the enema water has to be distilled. Dr. Natasha doesn't specify that in the Blue Book. Thoughts? I would go with what Dr. Natasha says because she is the expert on her protocol. So, no, the water does not have to be distilled. In my understanding, it does have to be clean, which means, filtered if that's what you use, and then boiled, spring water, and then boiled, etc. I have never heard that it needs to be distilled. So, yeah. If it's not in the Blue Book, then no. However, wait, I misspoke. Folks, check the Yellow Book, check the Blue Book, and then get on gaps.me. Really important, valuable, incredibly valuable resource for you. Gaps.me is Dr. Natasha's website, and you want to go there first before you go to any other website. You go there. You go to FAQs, which is frequently asked questions, and then you search to see what she has to say about distilled water. So again, the Yellow Book was the first book that was written, and then the Blue Book 10 years later, so 10 years of clinical experience with the diet and with the patients, etc. And then Gaps.me will be the most up-to-date, if you will. Yeah, she is, what can I say? Dr. Natasha is adding to Gaps.me all the time under the FAQ. She's answering questions all the time. So do use that as a resource. Before you ask anyone else, before you ask any other people or any other group or any other thing, go to the source. Really important to do that, especially for the GAPS diet. There are a lot of diets out there. There are a lot of smart people out there. There are a lot of well-meaning people out there. Yay, hooray. Go to the source. That would be Dr. Natasha Campbell-McBride. And what does she say? That's where you want to go. All right. Let's see. Hey, Cindy, good to see you. All right. Thanks for coming on in. All right, Vlad has. What would you recommend for fatigue? Well, is the fatigue because you are overworked, overstressed, and not getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough sleep? Is the fatigue from looking at world events and having them totally freak you out and overwhelm you? Totally possible these days. I really encourage you not to watch the television. Yeah. Perhaps live with Rescue Remedy in your pocket or Elm for overwhelm. Is fatigue, what is fatigue about? So you want to think a little bit about that. And then what's good for fatigue? Certainly liver. Yeah, liver. You can eat liver. You can make liver and bacon. You can make liver and onions. You can make liver pate. You can saute liver. You can put liver in a little bit of meat stock. Don't overcook the liver, folks, please. Liver should only be cooked until it's pink in the middle. Yeah, don't cook it too much or it'll be totally like shoe leather and yuck, yuck, yuck. So pink liver in the middle is best. You can make liver shots, which is what I came up with probably, 15 years ago now, where you cut the liver into tiny pieces. Frozen liver that's been frozen 14 days or longer. Cut it into small pieces, refreeze it, and then take them a handful every day. Liver is wonderful for fatigue. Egg yolks are wonderful for fatigue. You can do 6 to 12 egg yolks a day for a while. I know, crazy, right? 6 to 12 egg yolks a day. How? Russian custard, really good. Egg yolks in your stock, absolutely. 2 or 3 egg yolks in your Gap shakes. Those would be whole eggs, actually, whole raw eggs. So just see if you can get a bunch of egg yolks in and do that for a good while. Salt. Sometimes people have fatigue because of salt, meaning they need more salt in their lives, meaning they need more minerals in their lives. I tell my teenager all the time, if you're tired, you need minerals, not coffee. If you're tired, you need minerals, not coffee, not caffeine. If you're tired, you need minerals. You can make high mineral juices, which means a lot of greens in the juices. You can be sure to salt your food and then salt some more. Listen to your body. What is it saying? Good salt, Baja Gold salt, Celtic sea salt, Redmond's real salt, some salt that will tell you how many minerals it has in it. So that's really it. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, everyone. Yes. Make sure you're getting enough egg yolks. You can go 6 to 12 a day. Make sure that sorry. I'm thinking of someone like starting from 0 egg yolks a day to a dozen and then throwing up. I don't want anybody throwing up. So start slowly. We always start slowly, right? So start with 1 egg yolk a day. See how your body tolerates that. Remember that egg yolks can cause die-off. So 1 egg yolk a day. And then when you can handle that, then add a 2nd egg yolk. So slow and steady. We're always slowly building up. We're using the stair step. I call it the Monica Corrado stair step method, right? You add something, you stay at that level for a while. You add something, you stay at that level for a while. You add something, you stay, right? So a little more. Gradually, you go up the stairs, and now you're having 6, 8 egg yolks a day. Okay, hope that's helpful. Okay, are people with IBD able to add honey in the long run on GAPS? I don't see why not. Again, the biggest premise that Dr. Natasha will say over and over again is listen to the body. It is very wise. Listen to your body. It will tell you. Can it handle honey? Yes. Can it handle how much honey? Oh, half a teaspoon a day is enough. Oh, I could do half a teaspoon twice a day. Just remember that honey is a very healing food. You want to get local, raw honey, and you want to listen to the body. How does she handle honey? Does she break out in hives? Does she have a yeast flare? Do you get exhausted? I mean, what's happening with the honey? That's what we want to know. So yes, I do believe so. Hello, hello, hello. All right, you mentioned to reduce muscle meat for constipation. Yeah, remember that. So I mentioned it because Dr. Natasha says in the Blue Book to reduce muscle meat. So remember that are meaty bones muscle meat? Mostly. No. Is a steak muscle meat? Yes. Is stew meat muscle meat? Yes. Steaks, stew meat, a chicken, those are all muscle meat, right? So what you want to do is get the meat that's really close to the bone. That will be the, golly, what does she call it? That will be where the connective tissue is. Hold on, I'm going to get her exact word. So again, page 375. For some people, muscle fibers from meats can aggravate constipation. Hard to digest. One other thing I did not mention, folks. Stomach acid. You have to produce stomach acid to break down muscle meat or any other protein. So please work on your stomach acid. Take a look in featured posts. I have the stomach acid test there. And then I've done several YouTubes about how to increase stomach acid. So take a look at those. So You can reduce muscle meats, particularly lean muscle meats. Those are the ones you reduce. Replace them with gelatinous meats instead. She calls it the soft tissues around the joints, around the bones. Replace it with skin of poultry or pork, bone marrow, tongue, and feet. These foods are a staple of the GAPS diet and should be consumed on a daily basis. So when you're making meat stock, folks, I hope everybody's clear about that by now. We're using meaty bones, right? We're using meaty bones. Meaty bones are bones with a joint in them, bones with connective tissue, things like oxtail, fantastic, things like ribs and shanks, and for chickens, things like whole chickens or thighs or legs, yeah? So, yeah, some people like stew meat is pure muscle, and so is, a steak. That's what we're talking about, reducing those types of things. Yep. Good. I'm glad that was helpful, Vlad. Yay! Hooray! 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 Just always tired. I'm sorry. Enough sleep. 12 hours a night. 8 to 10 to 12. Yeah. Deep sleep. I'm sorry. Sometimes people are just always tired because life is a lot and it's overwhelming. So when that happens, make sure you're having enough minerals. I'm telling you. So add salt to your water. Add a mineral supplement to your life that's made out of food. Yeah. I keep saying juicing. So minerals, magnesium, high magnesium juice would be green juice. Greens plus a little bit of ginger, a little bit of lemon, stuff like that. Yeah. Perhaps a strong detox protocol would help, meaning make sure you're taking like Epsom salt baths, or what else would be good? Sitting in the sunshine to recharge your batteries every day, 10 minutes at least, maybe 20. Sunshine, make sure you're doing that too. Yeah? Not at peak time, but sunshine. Okay. La 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 la. Okay, Sandy, regarding enema water distilled or not, gaps.me does not specifically talk about the type of water for an enema, nor does the Blue Book. I just been wondering if there was an assumption by Dr. Natasha that we would use. No assumption. Okay, Gerson enemas. Remember, the Gerson therapy is about curing cancer. We know it's got a good track record. Why? Because Gerson's primary, by the way, Gerson is not just vegetarian, there is meat in that diet, but it's a lot of juicing because juicing is a major detoxification method. And so they really want to make sure that all chemicals, toxins are out. If you feel better, here's the thing, folks. If you use distilled water, you must add minerals to that water, or the body will not be able to detoxify properly. Now, in GAPS, you're adding salt, which has minerals in it, and you're adding baking soda. So, for the basic enema. So, you could use distilled if you really were I would say highly compromised, but I don't think that you need to, because you're boiling the water, and that should be enough. Again, that's what I've got. Hope that's helpful. Hello, Phoebe. Hey, Phoebe. I think you're new. I don't think we've said hello to each other. So, hi, Phoebe. All right. I recently started meat stock, very small amount due to histamine issues. Yes. But ever since I've started, I've been experiencing a lot of bloating. Yes. That can also be die-off. Yeah? Bloating can be die-off for sure. All right, hold on. I stopped my hydrochloric acid supplement at the same time due to the fact that it could cause more die-off. That is odd to me, that hydrochloric acid supplement could cause die-off. I've not heard that before. Could the bloating be from the meat stock or stuff? Both. I think it's both. So yes, bloating, I did a couple of videos on bloating. Take a look at them if they are helpful, or if they would be helpful to you. But remember that bloating can be caused by die-off. Absolutely. Bloating can also be caused by putrefying protein in the gut, meaning that the protein is fermenting because your body's unable to break it down. So I personally, if you were working with me as a practitioner, I would say to continue to go very slowly with your meat stock, yes, but definitely get back on your hydrochloric acid supplement. I was told HCl could kill off candida, which is a good thing, and would cause more die-off symptoms. Yeah, I'm not sure that the HCl will... Meat stock will kill candida. How do you like that? So, Phoebe, I would check my videos on managing die-off. I hope that they are helpful. Just, basically we want to listen to the body and go as slowly as we need to. This is not a race. This is all about healing. I do suggest if you need hydrochloric acid because you have low stomach acid, I would get back on it. But I would only take it when you're eating meat, not when you're drinking stock, right? So if you're drinking stock in a mug, then I wouldn't take HCl. If you're eating meat stock as a meal, as a hearty soup, like there's vegetables in there and meat in there and nibbly bits in there, then you could take the hydrochloric acid at that time. All right, I hope that's helpful. Hello, Trish. Trish says, my son has beige spots in his beard area and groin area. Becky has us on full gaps. God bless Becky. Becky has left, yeah? I think Becky is in heaven now. Thoughts? Anyone who had beige spots? So the question is, beige spots. You're welcome, Phoebe. You're welcome. Hope that's helpful. Okay, beige spots. So beige spots on the arms could be liver spots. In the groin, I haven't really heard of. My question is, are they raised? Are they different colors? Do they change color? Do they itch? Yeah, I'd need more information about what kind of spots there are. The reality is that, well, anyone who knows me is going to know, go do intro. No. Yes. Do a modified full gaps, which would be no nuts, no seeds, no fruit. That's what I call modified full gaps. And then, or do intro stage 1, get to intro stage 2, and sit there. Remembering intro stage 1, folks, 3 to 5 days. Done. Do not stay on stage 1 for a month, 2 months, 5 months. Bad idea. You need to stay on stage 2 if you're going to stay anywhere. So sit on stage 2 for maybe 3 to 6 months and see how it goes. Just discolored skin. Yeah, how old is this person? Beard means they're probably at least 18, 16. Just discolored skin. Yeah. I don't know. Pigmentation of skin. I'd have to look up that stuff, but I'm always saying at least once a year, if you're on full gaps, you need to go back and do intro for a month or 2. Good idea. Okay. He's 24. Yeah, I don't know, Trish. Again, I'm thinking, hold on. You may want to try some cod liver oil on those spots. Cod liver oil is really good for the skin. You could try that. Just rub it on at night. Like pick a spot. Do one area, cod liver oil from green pastures, and just rub it on and see if it makes a difference. I'm trying to think of anything else specific to skin. I don't have anything else right now. Yeah, try it. Okay, back to Mewish. How can you increase stomach acid in a child not able to swallow capsules? I give sauerkraut juice, tablespoon, or apple cider vinegar. So Dr. Natasha goes okay, so one more time. I am going to go back on this, folks. Everyone in this group needs to have read one of the books, either the yellow book or the blue book, right? because that is your textbook for doing gaps. So please go back and take a look. Dr. Natasha talks a lot about how to raise stomach acid for children in those books. I will go into it now, which is depending on where you are. And again, I have other videos on how to raise stomach acid on YouTube, so please find them. But here, I would start with a raw cabbage salad if the child can eat cabbage. That's Dr. Natasha's favorite, I think. Also, sauerkraut prior to the meal. Sauerkraut, raw cabbage salad. Bitters are an excellent way to raise stomach acid for children. They're called digestive bitters. You want to make sure they don't have any glycerin in them. There are several brands out there that you can get. You take a little bit of bitters in water and drink that. That can help also. Yeah, probably a tablespoon is not enough of sauerkraut juice prior to a meal. I don't know how old your child is, but yeah, sauerkraut, raw cabbage salad. In America, we call that coleslaw. But I don't know what you call it all over the world besides raw cabbage salad, which can really help, especially if the child can chew the cabbage. All of us, raw cabbage. So funny that a digestive has made it into like typical picnic fare, right? Poor coleslaw, adulterated all over the U.S. Meaning made with awful soy mayonnaise and all sorts of garbage. But anyway, all right. Yep, they are. Remember, SIBO is just another SIBO is just another acronym for an imbalanced gut flora. So it happens to be that it's in the small intestine, it's bacterial, blah, blah, blah. But yes, you can absolutely use these things. Yes, they're good, good, good. All right, everyone, we are at time. I want to thank you for being with me today. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope that you take a look at the other videos that I've done. I've been doing them for years now. So they're just me in my little head sitting in front of my little curtain talking about gaps. So hopefully they're helpful to you. And you're welcome, Cindy. Anyone who's going to Wise Traditions in Orlando, Florida in October, please do let me know on this page. We're going to arrange to meet. There's a lot of Gapsters that are going, and it'd be lovely to see everyone. You're very welcome. Okay, take care, everyone. We will see you same Gaps time, same Gaps channel next week, Tuesday, and wishing you all the best. Take good care of yourselves. Remember, mamas, if there are mamas on this, and I know there are moms, dads, caregivers. Remember, you can't pour from an empty bucket. So take care of yourselves if you are a caregiver. And in general, everyone just take care of yourselves out there. Remember, with all of the craziness going on in the world, gaps will serve you very, very well. Increase your fats, increase your salt, increase your meat stock, and yeah, take care of yourselves. Okay, bye now.